I can't describe it to you other than this quietness, you know, this, um, it's just quiet. It was like in that moment in my head, everything was spinning, right? I'm thinking, how am I going to pay this bill? How am I going to, and then everything went quiet. And then that was the next thing that came up. If someone finds my work in the rubble, right, in the destruction, and that inspires them to get through their own darkness, to walk over their own rubble, their own ruins, then I have done my work, right? And that's in that moment, in that time and space, I was co creating with God. You know, I was essentially, one of my favorite things is when God tells Moses that he has to go back to Egypt. And Moses is like, I stutter, and how am I going to speak for you and all this? And what God says to me is so cold. He says, essentially, open your mouth and I'll speak for you, right? Oh, man. What a time. You know, as you're saying this, I'm smiling because in the moment that I'm writing the book, there's an eviction notice on the door, right? And I'm actually, the flaws are a blessing because when it's all said and done in the age of technology, people will know that a human actually put this whole thing together because AI would never. I never built my first business with God in mind. I named it after myself. It was very ego driven. And I thought that I was the strategist that was pulling the strings. And so when the rug got pulled from under me, and life happened, it was the greatest lesson that I've ever learned. Very dark period, but I know for a fact that I would not be in the position that I'm in today had it not been for that experience. And I often joke with my friends and family and say, if you want to get close to God, start a business, right? Because there's nothing out there in that ocean of opportunity except you, your faith, and your vision. When you can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, right? Find the light within yourself and light the tunnel up. Sometimes they're for someone else who would not have been strong enough to go through the same experience. The way that I got the download was you're going through something, right? That is going to be the pivotal, inspiring turning point in someone else's story. But if they had to go through this in order to get the same lesson, it would have killed them. I think where we get messed up is sometimes a lack of patience feels like a wavering of faith, right? And it's not. It's just that you're so focused on the timing that you lose sight of what the process is trying to teach you and prepare you for. That's really where the true power is, right? That's how you bridge that resonance gap with people. It's vulnerability. Relatability drives revenue.